Hey girl.
Howdy, 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 my beautiful Scorpio. How are you doing, darling? My name is SimplyVelca, and today, honey, I'm going to be getting into your weekly tarot horoscope reading, Scorpio, for November 2021, darling. So if you find some tarot cards that resonate with you in this weekly tarot reading today, be sure to let me know, Scorpio, which cards resonate and how, because that's how I keep up with you, is through the comments, of course, darling, as well as if you do enjoy this tarot reading today, or you just enjoy my vibe, Scorpio, I really would appreciate it if you were to give this video a like and subscribe, because it does help me out a lot. Keep in mind, I am just an individual reading tarot cards to you. You know your situation better than I ever possibly could. Take the tarot cards that resonate, leave what doesn't, because I'm not going to be offended. Tarot readings are just here to give you some food for thought, a perspective to consider today, but never making choices in your life, Scorpio. Yeah. What else? Keep in mind as well, it doesn't matter what you identify as, Scorpio, whether it's he, she, they, them, anything inside or outside of that spectrum. If this reading's going to resonate, I promise you it's going to resonate. So let's just jump into your tarot reading now, Scorpio, see what's happening for you. As well as if you want to book a private personal reading with me, darling Scorpio, my website's always linked down below, SimplyVelca.com. So let's get into this. Scorpio, let's see what's happening. We have here the Four of Pentacles stepping forward to you at this current point in time, Scorpio. So all about investments, Scorpio. Do you choose to pull out of a situation, or do you choose to sink more energy into something, right? And being shown a wart, so it's almost like one of those things of where it's like, do you choose to allow this wart to ride its course, or do you choose to intervene and do something about this wart, right? Because it's one of those things where, you know, you are not quite sure what this war is all about, right? You're not sure if this is even worth putting energy into or not. So replace wart. I know this is a very unattractive thing that I saw, but it's like replace wart with like a person. Replace wart with like a opportunity or a situation in your life, Scorpio. Whatever this case is, you're just really on the fence about what you choose to sink energy into, right? We have here the Three of Wands. So you're starting to see signs, Scorpio, of what you kind of need to do. You're starting to see signs that for some of you are starting to question this message, where it's like, is it worth it? Yeah, that's again what I'm getting. It's like, is this really worth it? Do I really want to put myself through this, is the question you're asking yourself, Scorpio. And so there doesn't seem to be a clear-cut answer with this. I do feel as if the longer that you wait with the situation, Scorpio, this is one of those times where it's like the longer you wait, the more ends up being revealed about this, right? That lets you know of how to feel about the situation, of what to rather do in regards to the situation. So Scorpio, does feel as if like it's not one of those things that you probably need to feel rushed into making a decision about. I feel like you might get the, like, if you struggle with finding an answer now, you're gonna get further detail that really just like what it is, especially with that Three of Wands and the setup that it's in, Scorpio. You're just gonna get consistent more reminders of what it is that you need to do, really more so reaffirming the choice that you already feel like in your gut that you need to do. We have the Ace of Cups stepping forward to you now as well, Scorpio. Ace of Cups here, I feel as if this is like going into bigger and better waters. You know, Scorpio, for your last week's reading, I was really gassing y'all up, honey. In that sense of where I felt like many of you guys needed to upgrade from the ponds that you guys were currently at. I felt as if for many of you Scorpios that this is just a time of change of pace, change of to really just upgrade from where you're currently at. Ace of Cups here, I do feel like for many of you guys, opportunity or doors are going to start to open up for you. That helps also making the decisions that you need to make for your future as well. So how I want to put this is where it's just like, because you already know kind of the answer that you want to do, Scorpio. You may just not want to admit it to yourself currently, or feel as if you're ready to take action in that way right now. But for many of you Scorpios, let's just say like you want to leave a job and you're ready to start your own hustle, right? That's my most popular phrase or example that I always like to go into, or analogies. I feel for many of you guys, Scorpio, you feel drawn to leave your job, and all the reminders that you're going to get to be like, oh, I need to leave this job, and it's going to come into the sense of opportunity that really helps you make this decision for you, where it's just like, oh, well, I was already considering leaving my job, job, but this new opportunity coming in makes that choice even easier for you. So Scorpio, definitely just continue leaning into, like, again, I get the sense that you already know exactly what it is that you need to do, or rather what you feel drawn to doing. It just feels as if you're looking for outside affirmation to let you know that what you're doing is the right choice, which I suppose is the purpose of tarot, right? Excuse me. You have the Two of Wands stepping forward to you as well, darling. So with this Two of Wands here and this Ace of Cups, I do see for many of you guys, like, yeah, as I was saying, like, I use like a different job presenting itself to you, or like an opportunity for you to just run your own business or what have you. I do see offers coming in, Scorpio, or opportunities for you to commit long term to other things, right? And leaving your past to the side. It's very much so giving me an analogy, Scorpio, where many of you guys feel called to just like leaving like your old identity and then adopting like a whole new one for your future, if that makes sense. That's kind of what the direction I feel like is for many of you guys, where it's just like leave everything in the past and just pack one single bag. Very much so reminiscent, Scorpio, of like the Fool, where the Fool only packs all what they can bring, and then they book it to a whole new chapter in their life, a whole new journey, just because their heart tells them to. That's really what I identify your journey as. And I wish I pointed this out at the beginning, Scorpio, because now I just sound like a cliche that everyone always goes, where it's just like, oh, I was thinking about that. But I noticed when I was shuffling, the Fool card was really calling out to me when I was shuffling. I kept noticing it when I was shuffling, and I was like, but you know, it didn't show up on the top of your deck or the bottom. So let's continue on though. But I do feel like that's a major symbolization for many of you Scorpios, so take that as you will. All right, we have here the Seven of Swords coming forward to you. So with the Seven of Swords here, it feels like you're overwhelming yourself, Scorpio, with the idea of this new journey or this new thing because of all the moving parts that would come with this, right? You want to leave your identity and adopt a new one, but there's like, you start complicating it and overwhelming yourself with all the extra details to things, all the other white noise. And the fact of the matter is, Scorpio, you know, the fact of the matter is that I feel like you're just overcomplicating some things. Honestly, you don't have to do this alone. Six of Pentacles coming in here. Yeah, you don't have to do this alone, Scorpio. There are people out there that can help you and help alleviate the pressure. I feel like that's even what that Ace of Cups is representing of as well, is where it's just like for you, Scorpio, that this opportunity comes in and it just makes the transition a lot easier for you, because it's just like, oh, well, I wanted to move and anyways, and then this new opportunity of me moving out to wherever is coming up, and they actually are going to help me pack. That's kind of what I see, is where it's like you're functioning from a place or a mindset, Scorpio, where you feel like you're going to just be completely alone in undertaking in this massive undertaking of changing your life. But you know, even as that Fool, I wish I pulled the Fool for you, but the Fool is always associated with a little animal next to them. You're never alone, truly. Yeah, because you have these restricting thoughts at this current point in time, Scorpio, with that Eight of Swords here. You have these restricting thoughts. You're telling yourself that, you know, you can't budge because of everything around you, because like it's just the burden is too much. You really overwhelm yourself. Page of Swords here. There's someone out there right now, Scorpio. I feel like if you vocalized it currently, if you can, being like, hey, I need help. There is some type of energy out there that would really help assist you. But Page of Swords symbolizes that card of either being watched or also just poor communication, Scorpio. If you were to be honest with yourself, when was the last time that you showed vulnerability and you asked for help, right? It's like you can get all these groceries, but if you don't ask for help to pull the groceries from your car inside the house, can you really be upset with anyone that doesn't offer to help if you don't let them know that you need help or that you even have groceries in the first place, right? For many of you Scorpios, it feels like this main message of where you need to be more at peace with the idea of coming off as weak or just being a little bit more vulnerable, because that vulnerability rewards you with actually just getting help, because it feels like a lot of you Scorpios are just putting a lot on your own plate, really. So We have here the Chariot card coming forward to you. Definitely movement. I really do feel strongly for many of you Scorpios, movement or moving just in general is the main theme for you. And then Two of Swords, it's like, yeah, we want to go for it, but then you're at this fork in the road. And I feel like what is scaring most of you Scorpios is just leaving everything behind. It's like the idea like you want to pack everything, but you can't. And just accepting the fact that you just leave like whatever unfinished business that you have in this old town, just allow it to be unfinished business and continue just moving forward. You don't have to explain yourself. Feels like for many of you Scorpios, like, yeah, it's like that's really what it is. I feel like a lot of you guys will resonate with the message of just like adopting just a whole new life and just let unfinished business be unfinished business, because you're never going to, like, if you always choose to stay back in your old life because unfinished business or things have to be tended to, you're never going to leave that life. So that's just reality, Scorpio. That's just an excuse to keep you in the same situation where you're feeling trapped, because there's always going to be something. And I feel like you can even reflect and be like, oh yeah, there always has been something. When I've, because some of y'all probably have been, I know for a fact many of you Scorpios have felt called to do this beforehand, and then it just never did. The plans never fell through. And then yeah, you have the Six of Wands here. There's so much, really, Scorpio, like, I don't know what else I can really say about this, because it's just like, I feel really much so that many of you Scorpios are just going to do what you need to be, like, do what it is that you want to do regardless of whatever I say, as you should, because free will. But it's like, you know, you have a lot of success. You're getting nothing but green lights going into this new path, going into a new journey, Scorpio. And I feel like you already know this as well. You can think about all the positive signs, all the positive things that could come from this Six of Wands representing fame. It's like the fame and fortune card to me personally. It's the spotlight. Yeah, like, you know how good this could be, Scorpio, but you have to be willing to leave everything from your past in the past. You have to be willing to just drop everything and go into this new thing, you know. Very much so, again, very much so reminiscent of the Fool. I really wish I just pulled the Fool for you guys. And the Death card coming in here, many of you guys Scorpio are having a very hard time accepting the closure to things, with a lack of closure to things that you would have to leave behind. Feels like many of you guys want to just bring a lot along, or just the idea of having to close off so many things and close off everything that you once knew off to go into this new way. A Devil card in the back of the deck as well. So I kind of take that as a message personally, Scorpio, with that Death card, because the Death card was in the back of the deck as well, where, you know, this is just no longer is of service to you. And I feel like I've said this message to you before, Scorpio. So it's like, girl, when are you gonna listen, honey? We have the Justice card coming in here. Why is this Justice card here? It's a Libra card, by the way, honey. Justice card coming in here with the Nine of Wands. So Scorpio, here's the thing. As long as you keep to your path, as long as you do what feels right to you, everything else is just going to line up. And I know for many of you Scorpios, that's what you're struggling with the most of accepting, is that you're going to be taken care of, because you may feel as if currently like there's just the world's out to get you, or you haven't been having a very good winning hand as of late, Scorpio. And I just feel for many of y'all are at this point in your life where you're just so used to a certain narrative being played that you're treating your future stuff in that same narrative. And so then you just end up getting more of the same thing that you're currently with, because you're treating it as such. Does that make sense? Like, if you keep on taking that old batch and putting it into your new batch, you're still going to get the same results from that new batch as you did from that old batch, right? You know, it's kind of like, if you, yeah, you get the point, Scorpio. I don't need to hone in on that. Let's see if there's any other tarot messages that need to be brought forward to you, my darling Scorpio. We have here the Star card coming forward to you. Your destiny is so much bigger than where it is currently. The Moon card, powerful. If we get the Sun card after this, We didn't get it, but it might as well be with the Ace of Pentacles. You're destined for so much more, Scorpio. You're destined for so much more. You are not meant to be in your current situation with this environment or with this person. You are destined for something so much bigger. You're destined at this point to really go out there and to take a chance, because that chance pays off, Scorpio. There's so much more if you choose. There's so much more out there for you. You just have to make the choice to go out there and search for it. So Scorpio, I don't know what else I can really say about this, because I feel like it's just extremely straightforward. The Star card, that's the wish fulfillment card. The Moon card with that Ace of Pentacles here, it's like the next part of your story, which I feel like many of you guys are trying so hard to fight against, Scorpio, is going out into the unknown. So take that leap of faith, take that chance. Even though we didn't pull the Fool card in your reading, everything about this encompasses the Fool energy, Scorpio. And in my recent community posts, darling, I keep on gassing up the Fool, so I don't think there's a coincidence in that. So own that Fool energy. Just because you don't know all the outcomes to this doesn't mean that you shouldn't take that risk anyways. Stop feeling like you need to be so calculated with everything, Scorpio. Get out of your head and just do it. Allow your passions to be the guiding force behind you now, as hard as that might be. But Scorpio, let's wrap up your reading with a Moon Oracle card. We have the full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in the way, darling. Is pride your issue, darling? Is that what it is? Are you afraid of having to walk away from a situation, calling it quits just because you want to look like a quitter or what have you? Don't let pride get in the way. Put your passions, put your heart first. Put what it is that feels right to you first. And remind yourself that whatever this is, darling, whatever is keeping you back because you don't want to come off as a certain way, you don't want someone to win or something to win or what have you, whatever those narratives are, Scorpio, that's just your ego talking. To keep you comfortable, because really at the end of the day, by adopting this new thing, like all this noise now literally won't matter to you. You know, my mom, she's a psychologist now. Long journey for her. She used to be just an RN, but she's a psychologist now, and she has the rule of 5. If it's not going to matter in 5 minutes or 5 days or 5 weeks from now, then she's just going to give herself 5 minutes to be in that motion and then just keep going forward. So maybe y'all will benefit from that. But I love you so much, Scorpio. Hopefully you found this reading helpful. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Give this video a like and subscribe. As well, Scorpio, if you want to book a private personal reading with me, my website's linked down below, SimplyVelca.com. Next to my social medias, TikTok and Instagram, also being SimplyVelca. Until next time, my beautiful Scorpios, I love you so much, honey. Bye.